Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be doing my AFL fantasy review of the Western Bulldogs vs Hawthorn game, in which Western Bulldogs ran out pretty comfortable winners in the end by 29 points. And it really wasn't a good fancy game for a lot of the premium guys. I mean, English failed to hit a ton. Bontempelli ran back his lowest score of the year. Jason Johannesson failed in the last quarter, I'm pretty sure, and it was Ned Reeves got a ton, even though he's like 500k. Warple got a ton. All Day just got to the ton, and yeah. So before we get into it, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, it's like I was saying, only 5 guys got to the ton, and really only Warple and Day were the notable guys that really got there in the end. So we'll start off with Western Bulldogs. Caleb Daniel had a really good third quarter, and that's what got him to the ton. I mean, he kicked a goal in the end to get there, and yeah, it looked pretty good for the 118. It's just I don't trust him with the role that he's got in the Bulldogs side to consistently be able to score. Timmy English, 99. Just didn't look like he cared too much in this game. I think he got dominated in the ruck by Reeves and couldn't pick it up around the ground. Like, it was into the last quarter, and I think he only had about 8 touches around the ground. He was like 4 kicks, 4 handballs, 4 marks, 4 tackles, and like 20 or so hit outs at that point, and that was what it got him up to. What's that? Around 7-5. That had got him around 60, 70 points or so, I'd say. So he got up to 99 in the end, but it's an alright score. I mean, he's going to dip a little bit in value, and have a break even of, let's check here. English break even is 129 the next week. He'll probably get close to that. I mean, break even doesn't really matter for English, as the only reason that he would be traded out for anyone at this point is because of injury or suspension, and that's it. Williams here, 93. Don't really have to worry about him, as I believe he kicked 3 in the end. Did he kick 3? 1. Nope, he didn't kick 3 at all. I thought he kicked a lot of goals, but he didn't. Trelaw here, 92. Just didn't look on it in the first half. Got to 28 in the first half and then got up to 92. McRae, 91. It just wasn't a good game fantasy-wise for Western Bulldogs. Doesn't seem like they were on it. I mean, Bazza Smith had a good last quarter to get 33, and then we have Bont just having a shocking third and first quarter, 21 points in between them, and only really turning up for the second and fourth quarter, and that's how he got to 90. I don't think Bont's a bad pick. I think this was just an off game. He'll be back next week. He'll probably put in the best on ground next week. And it just sucks because there was probably other guys around that price that I could have gotten, but he's not too bad. He's still averaging 104 or something like that, so it's not the end of the world. Dale here has just been disappointing pretty much, especially because in the last quarter he had 38 out of his 89, meaning he was on 51, I believe it is. Yeah, 51 at 3/4 time. Oscar Baker. Joe Hannison fell away, I'm pretty sure, in the last year. He was on... what's that, 45, 72 at 3/4 time, and then he fell away to only get to 86. So he doesn't look to be... Let's just check. I want to see what's with Joe Hannison, 41 break even for 575. So he is, I guess, almost an option actually for me at the what I have, but I have like 700k left or something like that to spend on someone, so he could be an option, but I don't really think he's the best option for me, as I think it's 697k, and to leave 100k in the bank again is I don't think it's the best option. Ed Richards, O'Brien, Keith, McNeil, Scott, Jones again, Eagle, Hagen, Lobb, Dre. There was no one here, and Toby McLean did not get on the field. The first unused sub of the whole season, I guess. So yeah, it was a disappointing day for Bulldogs. Now we move on to Hawks. Hardwick, I don't think he'll do this again. 72 points second half. I just don't see it from him. Reeves again, good ruck, but if we look here at this giving a little bit away about my trades. Warple, his fixtures, they've got Freo, Reeves will get dominated. Melbourne, he'll get dominated. He'll do well against West Coast. He'll get dominated against St Kilda. Do well against Port with Teakle, but probably not so if Lysette is back, and then get dominated against Lions. So I guess what I'm trying to say is Reeves is a middle of the pack ruckman and might be an option, might be that guy that jumps next year, but I don't think he's the guy this year. He's certainly now the number one ruck for Hawthorn, as he's looked all right actually. Now thinking about it, but he's just not. I think he gets dominated in too many matchups. Warple, again, another great score, 103, beating his break-even by 50. And if we look here at Warple's break-even, I believe it's 60. Warple, it's 50 again. So he's got a 50 break-even at 688k, another 100 score, and we will see that rise up dramatically. Will Day doing what Will Day does best, and if we look at Day's break-even, I'm guessing it's going to be around 50 as well. No, 64 for Will Day. That is totally fine at his price, and like we could see him easily get towards that 800k and really start to rest in at that D4, D5 and make a gap between him and the rest of the defenders. I mean, if we look at fantasy defenders and then go by average, there's Hall. Kemp's going to go down. Hall's probably going to go down. Dawson sitting there. Aikens will go down. Ryan probably stays, and Newman. So you got 3, 4 guys that are probably going to average over 100. Dacos 6. So you got 7 guys that are probably going to go over 100 in or around that 100 mark. Stewart, I don't think will be able to get up to that 100 mark. And then you got Day here at 103. And so there'll be probably 7 guys that will go over 100 in the defender line. And so yeah, that'll be, and none of them here really have any other status. So unless you can get Dawson into the midfield, and have the other guys here, you're gonna not probably be able to. I mean, what I'm trying to say here is Day's probably on the edge of top 6, and it's gonna be it is early in the season, so we could see none of these guys have had really a bad game yet, which can massively affect your average. But it looks like defenders are going to be up by about 5 or 6 points this year compared to last year. Sicily, 96, fallen out of that top 6 debate for the last couple of weeks just because of a couple of bad scores. Mitch Lewis came back strong. Impey, Newcomb's starting to drop off, as it looks like they prefer Warple and Day in there. I mean, Newcomb is, if we look here, AFL CBAs, we look at Hawthorn. Newcomb way down. He was the one that dropped for Will Day, and I kind of expect that to stay the same. I don't expect Connor Nash to. I think these two will swap around. Nash and Newcomb will swap, and that's what you'll get for the next round. Who do they play next? If we go over to Warple, they play Freo next. I kind of expect. They might run a tag on Sarong, so that's why Nash will stay in there. But I kind of expect Newcomb to get some more time, as he really needs CBAs to get those points. Morrison, Ward's sort of getting there, but he's putting up a solid second year, but nothing. I think he's going to be one that's going to break out once if they get rid of Nash or Warple or someone as they move on next year. Frost, he actually played all right, I'm pretty sure. Moore's just been disappointing this year. Got pushed out of the midfield and can't do much as a small forward or wingman. He might be on the wing. I'm not 100% sure. Nash has returned back to what I thought he'd do. Amon on the wings doing nothing. Bruce, Weddle was really good. And is Weddle one of the... He was, if I was to go for a big player and a rookie, Weddle would be the guy. But there's not many rookies per se that are actually decently priced. Like Weddle's already 280k, I believe. Weddle's 282, and that's sort of getting on the really expensive side for a rookie that you want to get. You really want to get those rookies after a 70 or a 60, and they're priced at around 230 or so, not 280, because you save 50k, and that's ability to go up to someone huge. Mitchell Brockman. Mitchell got subbed out for some dumb reason. His break even is really low still, but he's sort of that was a way they could get his break even to. If he'd played the full game, his break even is probably sitting at -15, -20 for this game, and would be sitting at like 330, 340k, but instead he's sitting at 320, so it's not bad, but Sincod is going to catch him up pretty quick. And it just looked pretty dumb because Scrimshaw came on and looked really good, but Giath looked pretty bad, to be honest. CJ looked bad. Ramsden and then Green just got locked out of the game pretty much. So that's the review of the game there. So I'll switch back there. That's my review of the Western Bulldogs vs Hawthorn game, and I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.